ni kamauna I kala ie o wai ale alai wai lua ho kia ilai kalani ka papa awai o kawai kini alaya elai no nalo kaipu haa ka laula mau kau ka paai mai paai ka leo he ole ka hea mai no hoana ke akua I tana hele alai ai te ti ohu e taua koko e na kino malu I talani malu e hoe e holu mai ana ola ka I kona mau kahu o mako noa Aloha and welcome everyone. I just want to give a brief description of what we just did here. I am Kahulahela, and the first oli is the oli to ask permission to begin this ceremony, this blessing here at this very auspicious location here at the healing pools at Makapu'u. The second oli is an oli asking that our path be cleared, as if you're standing at the entrance of a forest and you're asking that your path open up ahead of you, to open up the way for safe passage, and asking the spirits of this aumakua, of this valley, to be with us, to protect us, to keep us safe from harm. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you our dear goddess sister, Kaimi, who's going to share with you her mele, her song that she has composed, also asking for permission of the spirit here.
Spirits of this place, we greet thee. Spirits of this place, we ask of thee. May we enter here, may we be here now with love. Spirits of this place, we're listening. Spirits of this place, for your reply. May we enter here, may we be here now with love. Spirits of this place, we thank thee. Spirits of this place, we honor thee. Thank you for the beauty here. Thank you for the peace. Thank you for the beauty here. Thank you for the peace.
Welcome to the land of Aloha, where skies are filled with rainbows, and at day's end, the sun greets the waters and rolls in on the waves that lick our shores and bathe us in happiness, joy, and well-being. This is the land of Aloha. Mahalo, and thank you for joining us. In this program, we are going to learn more and explore the Spirit of Aloha, which is a way of life here in Hawaii. Have you ever felt the call to come to these beautiful islands? Deep in your heart, you felt the need to be here. Even if you have never been here, you are now here joining us today as we share these energies with you. Welcome to Hawaii. Today we're going to learn about ancient Lemuria and the native Hawaiian tradition and the events that lead us today to these evolutionary times. This is a time of rebirth and reconnecting and a raising of our consciousness. And in this group of women that you're going to meet today, they call themselves Wahine wisdom, women's wisdom, and they're going to explore healing modalities with you, as well as these mysteries of ancient Lemuria and Hawaiian traditions.
Aloha and welcome to the beautiful island of Oahu this morning at the Makapu'u healing ponds here. Who are the women of Wahine wisdom? We are from a diversity of backgrounds and cultures who were either born here in Hawaii or who were called here to fulfill our life's highest purpose. And we feel that the earth is going an unprecedented time right now of evolution and change, which many throughout the world call the great shift in consciousness. And we feel that we were drawn together to raise our consciousness and share the spirit of aloha and the awakening of love throughout the planet. It's a wonderful time to be alive. And it's very moving, this great shift of consciousness. So for today's program, what we have in store is we're going to take you back to the ancient land of Lemuria that existed about 120,000 years ago. The Lemurians lived in love and light. They were connected to each other. They were connected to Source, to the gods and the goddesses. And then we're going to talk about the ancient Hawaiians and the true meaning of living aloha. The Hawaiians at the time lived as one, connected to the seas, the lands, and the skies. And then we're going to talk about a series of healing modalities for all of us to use to raise our consciousness so that we can move into this new dimensional light. And when we use the word healing today, we don't mean fixing something that's broken. We are talking about a return to wholeness, who we are, our connection to the Creator, God, the Source, like the Lemurians and Hawaiians had. And normally this takes a balancing of our four bodies, our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. So we're going to talk about a series of the healing modalities that hopefully you will find one that resonates with you. So now Karina is going to take us back to this wonderful land of Lemuria, where it took up the whole Pacific Ocean, from Japan to the west coast of the United States to Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii. The Hawaiian Islands are the mountaintops of this ancient land.
Mahalo, Heidi. Aloha, everyone. What do you feel in your hearts when you hear the word Lemuria? Does something awaken within you? Do you feel a call to remember? What we are standing on now are the mountaintops of ancient Lemuria. Much of what I share with you today comes from the wisdom of our Master Guide Kiriel through his medium Kahu Fred Sterling and their beautiful book, Kiriel Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift. in that they share of an ancient land where the people lived in oneness with one another and the Creator's light. They were in close harmony with their environment. They lived in a sixth sensory world where their five senses were so heightened and interactive with all around them that they evolved to their sixth sense. They were fully balanced on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. And they evolved collectively through the third, the fourth, the fifth, and some to the sixth dimensional lights. They were in harmony with the whales and the dolphins, who they interacted with on shores such as these. The goddess light was a very strong presence in their lives. They were fully interacted with the divine feminine, or the expression of our Creator's love, incarnate. This may be what you are feeling when you come here or when you are called here. You may be feeling the call to return to Lemuria, much like our women in Wahine wisdom. We are goddess lights, bringing back the call of Lemuria. The wisdom of the goddess light comes forth at times of great shifts in consciousness, such as in Lemuria. Every time that there was a shift into the next level of love of the Creator's light, the goddess light would come forth, incarnate, and speak to the people, to their hearts, calling them to awaken collectively, to evolve, and to ascend to the next level of light. And so here we are, Wahine wisdom, once again bringing forth the goddess light to bring forth the call to ascend and to awaken again to the feeling and the love of Lemuria. I share with you now my goddess sister Lori Rosanna, who will tell you more about the Lemurians' connections to the whales and the dolphins. Mahalo.
Aloha to all of you who join us in the energy of this beautiful space called Lemuria. We are so honored to have you here with us. As we stand here in Lemuria, I pray that you feel the vibration of love. Yes, the whales were a living and vibrant connection to the world of Lemuria. They were connected to the people of Lemuria, and in fact, their time here on planet Earth goes far, far back to the very beginnings of this planetary system. There was a time when the whales of other systems came to the Creator, and in their humble light they said, "Creator, we have heard that there is a new planetary system, and we would offer our love in humble service to the Creator, that we may be the humble stewards of this beautiful new planetary system called Earth. And we offer our light at the very core of Mother Earth for the very specific purpose of holding the balance of love for the planet, for our beloved Mother Earth, Gaia." In Lemurian times, there was not a day that passed that the Lemurians and the whales and dolphins were in beautiful and direct and loving contact with each other, enjoying the joy and the love and the beauty of this wondrous planet, Earth. Can you imagine the green, the verdant green? Imagine a world where there was no duality, just love. Then, as the waters rose in the closing times of Lemuria, it was time for the records of this beautiful era, to be passed on to the whales, and they became the record keepers of Lemuria. To this day, you will hear these records in their songs, and you will feel it in their vibrations. Just close your eyes when you hear a song, when you see them, when you feel them, and they will take you back to the times of Lemuria of old. I am blessed in my light to have a spirit whale goddess guide. Her name is Ixunianthius, and she is a guardian spirit of the purple mother tree of Lemuria, and she has a message to share with all of you. We now call upon you to do your part, blessed Lemurians, to awaken, indeed, to reawaken your Lemurian heritage and to know why you are here now. For you, too, are the blessed stewards of Mother Earth. As I say that, I ask you to take a deep breath and feel this in the core of your being. You, too, are stewards of Mother Earth, and we now join together to hold her in that beautiful balance of love. For this is her time of the great shift. What do? If your life goes into tilt, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and feel yourself effortlessly gliding with us in the cool waters of Lemuria. And then feel the shift in your heart, and you shall be one with us in balance, in love at the core of Mother Earth. Together we shall transcend this dimension of yin and yang. Together we shall move to a greater space of love, peace, harmony, and great joy. Imagine, my brothers and sisters, imagine when we, the whales, the dolphins, and all we Lemurians join together in one heart. I am Lori Rosanna of the Goddess Light, of the Green Heart Light, and I share this with you with the blessings of the whales. Aloha.
According to our Master Guide Kiriel in Kira Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift, there came a time when the Lemurians had evolved so far beyond what Mother Earth was capable of sustaining that they chose to evolve back into the Creator's light, to go to other worlds, or to reduce their DNA and to migrate out around the planet. Lemuria would go under the waters. The waters would rise, all except for the mountaintops of ancient Lemuria, where we stand today, the site of the healing temples of ancient Lemuria. These were kept above the waters. This is the feeling of Lemuria that we have here now. This Aloha spirit permeates this land. The goddess light comes forth at times of great shifts in consciousness like now. And at the ending times of Lemuria, the goddess lights were called to gather in groups to begin to speak into the hearts of the Lemurians, the call of the Creator. And each Lemurian heard the call of the Creator in their hearts. Each one heard the same message at the same time, and they reached out and touched each other's light, every Lemurian around the continent at the same time. They looked into the sky, and they saw streaming lights and beautiful vibrations of love streaming toward them, so that they might know it was time for Lemuria to go under the waters until it would rise again. And this is where we are today, my friends, the time of the return of Lemuria. The information of Lemuria was given to the whales and into the goddess light. The goddess Pele and the ancient ones of Lemuria gave the ancient records into the goddess light and the whales. And the chants of the olden days were passed down to us today. So we know the histories of Lemuria. Mahalo.
Nā au makua mai ka la hiki a ka la kau. Mai ka ho'okui a ka hala vai. Nā au makua ia ka hina kua, ia ka hina alo. Ia ka a kau I ka lani, o ki ha I ka lani, o we I ka lani, nulu I ka lani, ka holo I ka lani. Eia nā pula pula a o ko, nā po'e o Hawaii. E mālama o ko ia mā ko. E ulu I ka lani, e ulu I ka honua, e ulu I ka pai aina o Hawaii. E ho mai ka ike, e ho mai ka ikaika, e ho mai ka akamai, e ho mai ka maupopo pono, e ho mai ka ike papalua, e ho mai ka mana. A mama, ua noa. Amen. In this Oli, we pay tribute to all those who have gone before us, our Aumakua. From the beginning of time, it says, our ancestors from the rising to the setting of the sun, from the zenith to the horizon, ancestors who stand at our back and at our front, who stand at our right hand, a breathing of the heavens, an utterance in the heavens, a clear ringing voice in the heavens, a voice reverberating in the heavens. Here we are, your descendants, the people of Hawaii. Safeguard and take care of us. Let the heavens grow. Let the earth grow. Let the islands of Hawaii grow. Let the earth grow. Grant us knowledge. Grant us strength. Grant us intelligence. Grant us understanding. Grant us a second sight. Grant us power. So be it. It is free. Thank you so much for being here with us in this ceremony in honor of Lemuria and our Aumakua. We invite you to join us as we make our way over to another very sacred spot. Mahalo, aloha.
The wonderful world of aloha is not just a fanciful dream. One wish and magic enfolds you. Come with me. The wonderful world of aloha is waiting to welcome you home. One wish and happiness holds you. Come with me. Follow your heart, cross the horizon. Follow your heart, follow your heart, and fly on the wings of a trade wind to our golden land by the sea. You'll find a world that will capture you, enrapture you. So come with me to the wonderful world, to the wonderful world of aloha. O mako, o mako noa. Mahalo ke akua. Velina mai, and welcome to the beautiful windward side of Oahu. We are here at Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden. This tranquil rainforest park is located at the base of the very majestic Ko'olau mountain range.
In Hawaiian, ho'o means to cause or to become. Maluhia means peace, serenity, and tranquility. This is truly the perfect place to recharge one's soul. And this is where we continue our magical journey with you.
Aloha, I am Kahulahela, and I'd like to share with you a little bit about our culture, our Hawaiian culture. An important aspect of the Hawaiian culture is our breath, our ha, which is the breath of life. This is where we bring spirit into our essence. As we realize we are not here alone, that we are here because of all those who have gone before us. And in this breath of life exists our kupuna and our aumakua. And it's the passing on of breath from one to another, this beautiful exchange of breath, where we give and we receive aloha. And it's so important to connect with this essence. It helps ground us to Mother Earth, who is Papa in our culture, and Father Sky, Wakea. And we are a channel of their love and light. And as we plant our feet on the earth, we connect from the core of our being to the core of Mother Earth. And we pull up Mother Earth's energy through the soles of our feet, all the way through our kino, through our na'au, through our pu'uvai, through our po'o, and connect straight up to heaven, to the cosmos, to the great central sun. And bringing that beautiful energy back down through us and into Mother Earth once again. Thank you so much. I appreciate this time to share about Ha.
Aloha. We would like to share a hula with you dedicated to our ancestors. It's called He Ipu Ha'a Ha'a. Before we begin, we want to recognize the composer. Her name is Le'ohu Ryder. She's from Oahu, and she now lives in Maui. And we also want to recognize the choreographer, Kumu Kaipo Kalua Park, who's also from Oahu, who now lives in San Antonio, Texas. Mahalo Le'ohu, mahalo Kumu, He Ipu Ha'a Ha'a. Aloha. Aloha no na pua kaha. Aloha no na pua. Aloha no na pua kaha. Hele aloha no na kaua kau. Hei pu. Hei pu o ka malu maluha. Hei pu o ka malu. Hei pu o ka malu maluha. Hele aloha no na ipu kukui. Kahea. Kahea nei na aumakua la. Kahea nei na aumakua. Kahea nei na aumakua la. Hele aloha no na ipu vai. Maluna, maluna mai he ipu ke aloha. Maluna mai he ipu. Maluna mai he ipu ke aloha. Ele aloha no na pu'uvai ha. Eo na kupuna. And we're hearing lots of hanahos from the audience. Mahalo!
Hanaho is that they are wanting us to repeat.
And what we wanted to do this time around is to tell you a little bit more about this particular mele. The hula implement that we're using is called the ipu. And in this mele, the ipu is a metaphor for ourselves. And there are just beautiful, beautiful metaphors that weave throughout the song. The title of this particular mele is He Ipu Ha'a Ha'a, and the literal translation would be the humble ipu. But in Hawaiian language, literal translations are just at the surface, and we want to be able to get to the essence of the poetry, the kauna, the hidden meanings, the layers and layers of meanings that weave throughout the song. And so a more fitting translation would be the chalice of love. Alohilani will be demonstrating the different metaphors, so when you see the hula done again, you can recognize those items that we brought to light. And that way you'll understand the song more deeply, and it'll resonate with you on a higher level. So the first one, He Ipu Ha'a Ha'a, the chalice of love. The ipu as a chalice. The ipu is a vessel whose voice connects with the heartbeat of aloha and reminds us that it's everlasting love that surrounds us. We are all chalices, and as chalices, each of us are vessels whose hearts connect with the rhythm of aloha and reminds us that we are also surrounded in love. The second metaphor, flowers or pua. The ipu grows on a vine, and it's a gourd, and it's not too far a stretch to think that if the ipu grows on the vine, then perhaps the ipu is the flower of the vine. We too are flowers. We're flowers of our parents' love. The third metaphor is light. Ipus can be cut, and we can put a candle in the center. The sides of the ipu will protect that candle from the light going out. The candles used in old Hawaii were kukui nut kernels. So we say ipu kukui, and the kukui nut kernels were strung together and then lit, and as one kernel was finished, they would go down to the second one and the third one. So as light, each of us shelters candles within, and if we connect to our whole family, then we can move our light and become brighter and brighter and brighter. The fourth metaphor, the ability to call, kahea. The ipu is an instrument. Once struck, the air inside vibrates, and the sound goes out to call to the universe. We also have vocal cords, and when we vibrate our vocal cords, we call to the universe with our voice. The last metaphor is one with the breath of the heart. Pu'u vai ha. The ipu is nourished by the sun and the water and is part of nature. We are nourished by the sun and the water, and we are part of nature. The ipu is able to connect to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Listen for a moment. Mother Earth is her mother. Our heartbeats also connect to Mother Earth. It's a scientific fact. It's called the Schumann resonance. So each of you can entrain your heart to the heartbeat of Mother Earth. We and the ipu have many things in common. We both are nourished by the sun and water. We both are part of Mother Nature. we both can connect to the heartbeat of Mother Earth, then we must be brothers and sisters to the Ipu. And expanding that, we must be brothers and sisters to the entire universe on the earth. We must be brothers and sisters to every element of nature. One family, one big ohana, one ohana, together in the heart of the breath. Pu'uvai ha. He ipu ha'aha'a, the chalice of love. Ho'oma koko. I, he ipu ha'aha'a, pa. Aloha. Aloha no na pua kaha. Aloha no na pua. Aloha no na pua kaha. Hele aloha no na kaua kau. Hei pu o ka malu malu ha. Hei pu o ka malu. Hei pu o ka malu malu ha. Hele aloha no na ipu kukui. Kahea nei na amakuala. Kahea nei na amakua. Kahea nei na amakuala. Hele aloha no na ipu vai. Maluna mai he ipu ke aloha. Maluna mai he ipu. Maluna mai he ipu ke aloha. Hele aloha no na pu'uvai ha. E o na kupuna.
Aloha, I'm Susanna Fagabone. I'm from the Honolulu Church of Light here in Honolulu, Hawaii. And our mission at the church is to create world peace through healing. I am also a signature sound healing practitioner and an educational and family wellness consultant. My personal mission is to create peaceful experiences for our children on this earth. I share my passion of my work with children and my passion so people can see the beauty of their inner child self. In the book, Kiriao, Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift by Kahu Fred Sterling, the process of bringing a child into Lemuria is explained. The preparation and interaction with the spirit soul of the child began months before conception. The parents and families members immersed the child's soul with much love and bonded with this new soul spirit in the various stages of the child's development. The Lemurians took great care in offering the incoming spirits the best chances of evolutionary awarenesses. Each person's growth and evolution were honored and much revered. The book, Tales from the Night Rainbow, Mo'olelo, Ona, Poka, The Tales from the Night Rainbow, Mo'olelo, Ona, Po Mokole, recounts the oral history of the Kai'eka family of the Mo'o clan of Molokai, which traces its roots back to an estimated 800 BC. The tales were collected by Coco Willis and Polly Jai Lee and first published in 1986. It was a compilation of remembrances for the children as the family elders wanted the children to know who they are and the history of the family. One of the earliest, and I believe the most important of the tales in the book, is the Bowl of Light. This is a beautiful story about the vessel of our divine essence, so we may sustain our natural residence. I am honored to present my version of the Bowl of Light as I first experienced it in a group of women and children at the Family Peace Center here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Each child born has at birth a bowl of perfect light. If she tends her light, it will grow in strength and she can do all things. Swim with the sharks, fly with the birds, and know and understand all things. If, however, he becomes envious or jealous, he drops a stone into his bowl of light, and some of the light goes out. Light and stone cannot hold the same space. If she continues to put stones into the bowl of light, the light will go out, and he becomes a stone. A stone does not grow, nor does it move. If at any time he tires of being a stone, all he needs to do is turn the bowl over, upside down, and the stones will fall out, and the light will grow once more. In conclusion, I would like to share a quote from Kireo, the Lemurian Legacy for the Great Shift. It is left to the parents in your society to aid the children in seeing their own beauty. Please, just be patient and never stop searching for the balance, for within each soul there exists a perfect being of the Creator. It is said, it takes a village to raise a child. So like the Lemurians did thousands of years ago, I believe it is our responsibility to help each child remember and to nurture his or her bowl of light through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our words, and through our actions. Mahalo. May peace and love guide you on your journey.
I have an oli that I would like to share with you, an oli for our kupuna. And here we have the hala tree, which is symbolic of our kupuna. Kale aloha I na kupuna. Kale aloha I na kupuna. Noho aoi ka manawa. Noho aoi ka manawa. Amena manawa I ki ko'u pono. Amena manawa I ki ko'u pono. Mahalo nui no po mai kaine au. Mahalo nui no po mai kaine au. He inoa no na kupuna. Mahalo, mahalo. I'd like to share a little bit with you about Pono and pilikia, which in the Hawaiian culture is a very important philosophy of which to live by. The word Pono means right or truth, to do the right thing, to be in harmony with all that is. Pilikia means trouble, great in great or small sizes, disturbance, disruption, not in harmony. And so it's so important that we pay attention to how we are being, our essence. In our mana'o, in our thoughts, we have the choice throughout the day, in every moment throughout the day, to either be in Pono or to be in pilikia. So we need to ask ourselves the question, what would Keakua do? What would God do? What would love do? And that will give you your answer as to which direction to go. And it's very important that we pay attention to this. If we take the path of pilikia, that's the energy at which we are vibrating. And that's the energy which we will manifest more of in our life. So we want to pay attention to that and be mindful of our choices. And when we make the choice of being in Pono, we are in total alignment with our Creator, with the divine guidance and support of Keakua. And these are very important Hawaiian words to know and philosophies through which we live our lives. So thank you so much. Mahalo.
And now, Marianne and I would like to be able to tell you a little bit about the law of aloha.
Fast forwarding to 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state of the Union, and at that time the Hawaiian state legislature designated Hawaii as the Aloha state. The word aloha has become the universal greeting to say hello and goodbye among residents in the islands and visitors alike. When visitors come to these islands, they frequently ask the residents, exactly what does the word aloha mean, and what is the aloha spirit? In the Hawaiian language, the more technical meaning of aloha is in the presence of breath. Alo means in the presence of, and ha means breath. Aloha has come to be interpreted by many as meaning the breath of life in each other. Hawaiian poet and philosopher Pilahi Paki, fondly known by many here in the islands as Auntie Pilahi, created a meaningful description of what aloha means to the people of Hawaii.
This is Oli Aloha by Auntie Pilahi Paki. Akahaina Hawaii, lo kahia kulike, olu kamana'o, ha'a kokulana, a honui lana kila, alohe hie hie hie. What Auntie Pilahi Paki did was, she actually assigned traits of character to each letter in the word aloha. For the letter A, it was akahai, meaning kindness, to be expressed with the feeling of tenderness. The letter L, lo kahi, meaning unity, to be expressed with the feeling of harmony. The letter O, olu olu, meaning agreeable, to be expressed with the feeling of pleasantness. The letter H, ha'aha'a, meaning humility, to be expressed with modesty. And the last letter A, ahonui. Ahonui means patience, and it's to be expressed with perseverance. These are the traits of character that define the charm, the beauty, and the sincerity of the people of Hawaii. Aloha is what our ancestors followed, and it is our life force that allows us to move into the future. Aloha. I will do the chant again. Akahae na Hawaii, lo kahia kulike, olu kamana o, ha'a kokulana, aho nui alana kila, aloha e hie, hie, hie. Mahalo.
Auntie Pilahi's translation of the meaning of aloha became the genesis of the Aloha Spirit Law passed by the Hawaiian State Legislature in 1986. The law adopts Auntie Pilahi's definition of aloha and provides that all Hawaiian government officials, including the governor, the state legislature, the state government offices, and state courts, should, quote, reside with the life force and give consideration to the aloha spirit in exercising their power on behalf of the people and in fulfilling their responsibilities. In short, Hawaiian government officials are chastised to use deep care and respect in representing the people of Hawaii and in performing their duties, just as their ancestors would. While we recognize that application of the aloha spirit, both among the people of Hawaii and the state government, has not yet been perfected, the Hawaiian government's recognition of the importance of the application of the aloha spirit in its day-to-day affairs is a giant step towards incorporating one's spiritual practices into daily living. As a model law for the world, we hope that the Aloha Spirit Law and its application here in Hawaii will demonstrate that it is indeed possible for the states and the United States federal government and Congress to apply the Aloha spirit in fulfilling their daily responsibilities. We believe that truly living in accordance with the Aloha spirit would greatly assist in bringing unity and peace to this world. Mahalo and aloha.